So I wanted to review Yandere Simulator, a game developed by Yandere Dev, also known as Alex Mahan. This game has been in development since March 2014. That's 11 years now. 11 years. First, a little bit about myself. I have a bachelor's in game design, and I've released numerous games, small and large. Don't get me wrong, none have reached the success of something like Yandere Sim, my small indie dev, but I finished projects. Some of my games include Postal 3D, Drop and Dodge, Humanity Savior, and Idle Streaming Bonanza. I've also made fan projects, and I'm currently working on 2 titles, Samurai Stratagem and Chud Logic's Gawkbound, another parody game about e-celebs. Not that this means my opinion is more valuable than others. There are plenty of devs more talented than me with better opinions too. I'm just another asshole giving his. I have no grandiose belief that my games are better. I make games as a hobby, and I hope to make them full-time one day. Anyways, I thought it'd be good content to review Yandere Dev's game from a developer's perspective. Yandere Simulator was supposed to be an anime stealth game about love, obsession, and murder. Instead, it became an 11-year development nightmare that most devs now use as a cautionary tale. But the real story here isn't just the drama or memes, it's about development. Because under all the controversy lies a perfect example of how poor planning, bad code structure, and unchecked ambition can bury even the most promising idea. Today, we're taking a look at what went wrong with Yandere Simulator and what every indie developer can learn from it. Yandere Simulator started in 2014 with a simple premise. You're a lovesick schoolgirl trying to eliminate rivals stealthily before they confess to your crush. That's an excellent hook. It's unique, replayable, and has tons of potential for creative gameplay loops. But instead of finishing a tight, focused prototype, the project ballooned into something massive. Dozens of rivals, a full school with schedules for every NPC, dating systems, social systems, reputation systems, and at one point, even plans for an entire town. That's classic scope creep, when a developer keeps adding features before finishing the foundation. And in solo development, that's the kiss of death. If you ever played Yandere Simulator, you probably noticed something. It runs terribly. Even on good PCs, it struggles to hit 60 FPS. Why? Because the game is doing way too much all the time. Every NPC constantly checks for player actions, pathfinding, animations, and hundreds of variables per frame. There's no object pooling, no culling, and barely any performance budgeting. Optimization isn't just polish, it's part of good design. You plan for performance from day one by keeping systems lean and data-driven. Otherwise, your code base turns into a performance black hole, and no amount of future optimization passes will save it. That being said, I'm not the greatest coder alive. I suck at coding, but I'm willing to accept help when I'm struggling, and I'm always willing to learn from my peers. Instead of refining what already worked, Yandere Dev kept chasing new features. Every time feedback came in about bugs or performance issues, he'd add something new instead. This created what I call developer illusion. It feels like you're making progress because the game looks busier, but you're just piling more onto an unstable core. Yandere Simulator never hit a true vertical slice, a polished playable snapshot of what the full game should feel like. Without that, there's no milestone, no sense of completion, just endless to-do lists and patch notes that read like fan fiction. At one point in the game, in your bedroom, you can access your computer and hop on a Discord-type app to talk to strangers about nonsense. I'm not sure if this ties into anything meaningful or if it's just fluff. Similarly, there are mini-games and even an entire separate mode called 1980s mode, where you play as the protagonist's mother. It's like a whole ass different game. These are some of my personal gripes and bug encounters that I had during my playthroughs. I'll give it a good and a bad kind of take. Here's the bad right now. During the intro, I encountered a bug where the character model was a completely different one, with a furry tail and ears. It was not the main protagonist or antagonist. The tutorial was a bit long-winded. I'd rather have a practice rival or someone who's been talking to senpai first before the main rival. 1980s mode has a better tutorial, but there's way too much ambiance and fog. Tie the tutorial into normal gameplay. You'll lose a lot of people without a simple and engaging intro. I cannot skip dialogues I've already seen. This is a big gripe, especially if you fail or get caught often. Rewatching the same dialogue over and over and over again kills pacing. This isn't even about adding scope, it's just polish. Another recurring issue was the ambiance or fog. After playing for a while, the game gets super fuzzy and blurry. It actually makes my eyes water. Even disabling effects in the settings doesn't fix it. Restarting is the only option. Apparently, there is supposed to be more than one rival to eliminate in the main game, but currently there's only one. Meanwhile, 1980s mode has multiple rivals, which is strange considering the game's main game has been in development longer. 1980s mode would have made a great DLC or tutorial on how to navigate the world. And characters sometimes will walk in straight lines with broken pathfinding. It really throws off immersion. What's good? What is good about the game? The title screen looks great, genuinely done well. Though navigating the UI could be cleaner, pressing escape instantly exits the game, which sucks. The core gameplay is solid. It just needs to be simpler. Play as a schoolgirl, stalk your crush and rival, find creative ways to kill them, move on to the next rival, repeat. Character designs are decent. I know many of the assets are from other creators, but it still looks good overall. The world layout is nice, and the map is easy enough to navigate. The in-game helper is pretty cool. They supply items, intel, and even let you send students home in exchange for panty shot points. Weird system, but mechanically interesting. What can we learn? For all its issues, Yandere Simulator is a valuable lesson for developers. Start small. Build a prototype that captures the core fun loop, not the entire dream version. Plan your architecture. Even if you're solo, take time to build reusable systems. You'll thank yourself later. Refactor early, not late. Once your codebase grows out of control, every fix becomes painful. Set limits. Ambition's great, but finishing is better. Yandere Simulator could have been a cult classic if it stayed focused on stealth, creativity, and charm. Instead, it became a monument to the dangers of going it alone without a roadmap. At the end of the day, Yandere Dev's story isn't about malice or laziness, it's about mismanagement. He had an idea people wanted, he just never built the structure to make it happen. So if you're an indie dev chasing your dream project, take this as motivation. Plan it, scope it, finish it, because the line between ambitious indie hit and 10-year unfinished game is thinner than you think. When developing a game, keep it simple, stupid, meaning small core gameplay loop, then polish, polish, polish. Find what works and what doesn't. Don't just stack every idea together. The concept for Yandere Simulator is great. Hitman-style gameplay with Japanese school twist. It caught attention for a reason. If Alex had dialed in and focused on a proper release, he could have added the extra features later, and the reception would have been much better. That being said, his past controversies definitely didn't help his reputation as a developer. But, oh well. Guys, thank you so much for watching. Please like and subscribe. Take it easy.